Hello, Markee Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to another episode where we go through Markee's mail. Sounds so boring, doesn't it? But somehow it ends up being interesting. I don't get it, but it does. So this is episode number 6. We've done 5 others. Can you believe that? And this is simply where I go through my mail that comes in my YouTube account. And then we, just talk about it. And when one is interesting, we just expound on it from there, and then it's the end of the episode. So, okay, let me add the screen region for this, and won't be very big. I got to make sure that I don't show everybody's names because I just don't know what people want shown here. So, okay, there we go, and let's make this a little bit bigger. That, and then like this. I don't know. Can you guys see that? Okay. And then I just move my camera over just a little bit, and there we go. So, okay. So, let's see here. Okay, so now, I gotta turn this on and off sometimes because I gotta see what it says first. Oh, and look at this. So, THC24, War Z, is Hammerpoint cutting and running? Their domain, the website no longer exists. Oh my God. Yep. So, it's gone, buddy. Sorry, it's now playwarz.com, so you'll have to check that out. Okay, so, whoa. Okay, this one is big. Let's take a look at it. So, okay. I'm not sure what to, let's see. This is from Mackers71. Help in school questions. Hello, if you don't mind, Marcus, do you want me to do your homework? Hello, if you don't mind, Marcus, could you answer a few questions for my school entrepreneurship class? Oh my God. Well, yes, I can. So let's see what we can do. And let's help you do your homework. 25 questions, though. I might have to break this out into a couple of episodes. Oh my God. Let's take a look at this. Let's see how far we can get. So, okay. Why did you choose to be an entrepreneur? I was born that way. At the age of 5 is my first entrepreneurial activity that I remember. Used to go into the backyard. We had an alleyway behind our house. We had just this tiny little house that was. It was just a little 1.5 story house, I'll call it, because there was an upstairs, but the upstairs was really an attic that was converted into a bedroom. And other than that, it's just 1 story. So it was 1-bedroom house. Maybe it was 2 bedrooms. It was 2 bedrooms, and then an attic space up top, and just a little tiny place. My parents did not have any money. It was very small. Anyway, I'd go out into the alleyway in the back. It was full of gravel. And I would pick out the nicest looking rocks. And I went to my neighbor next door and said, hey, I know you've got a rock polisher. Mind you, I'm 5 years old. I know you got a rock polisher. Can you help me polish these up? And so she helped me polish them up. And then I went around and sold the rocks for like 25 cents each. And I made a couple of bucks. So that is the first, the first time that I remember the first time that I remember doing something like that. Later on, she told me that she actually that it cost her probably about 50 cents a rock to polish each one of those, but she didn't have the heart to tell me. So. How do I motivate myself? Number 2, you know what? I am just internally motivated. you know, it's not a motivation thing for me, it's a motor thing for me. And so it's like this motor that drives me. And it's what causes me to keep looking at things the way I do, to keep going forward and everything. It's not, I guess it could be the source of my motivation, but it's really about drive and success and wanting to do that. So, number 3, how did you choose your current business? My current business chose me. Do what you love and the money will follow. So I'm not going to give real elaborate answers on all of these because really I could make a 25-part series, but let's just stick to as much of this as I can. If we get to one that's going to take a really long time, well, maybe I'll break this into a couple episodes, but otherwise not. So, okay, number 4, what are the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur? Did I tell you that I was being sued for $1.3 million? That's how much liability I have right now. And so I'll be talking about that later. There is a lot of risk. I went bankrupt in the year 2000 after one of my businesses failed. And so you have to be willing to lose every single dime you have. Put money into retirement, because a retirement can't be taken with bankruptcy. And plan on that if you're an entrepreneur, that you probably statistically will claim bankruptcy at least once in your lifetime. That's not saying plan on doing bankruptcy. That's just saying that statistically, if you're a risk taker with business, it may very well happen. Things happen. I lost $500,000 in another business, which you know, we didn't do bankruptcy on it, but lost $500,000 in a limousine service that we started right before the recession happened. And so there were some signs that things were ailing a little bit, but you know, it wasn't that bad. And so anyway, we went forward, and the first year was really good. The recession hit, and it all went to shit. So, and that's something that was not because we were doing a bad job. It was because people didn't have money anymore. So, what are your career plans when you graduated from high school? I'm going to have trouble answering that one. Because I didn't know. I was totally aimless. But if you've got it figured out now, see, if I had known back then where I would be today, I would have taken a totally different path, and I'd be twice as successful as what I am right now. But I didn't know that. So, yeah, if you know, see, the whole it goes back to the whole thing. Do what you love, and the money will follow. So, if you can figure out how to follow the path of doing what you love, and include college or university with that, get a degree along with that, then that would be the plan that I would recommend. Let's see, number 6. How much time do you watch television? I watch too much frickin' television. Well, maybe not. I watch a couple hours a day. And it is my way of you know, relaxing and stuff. You know, just, you know, I'll watch a couple hours before I go to bed. Hopefully I'm not working. Sometimes I'm working at the same time. Sometimes I have, you know, as an entrepreneur. Okay, so why work for yourself? Why work for someone 40 hours a week when you can work for yourself 80? I currently have a schedule that is over 70 hours a week, and that is my scheduled time to be watching the store. I work more than that, and it's pretty insane. But if you become really successful, then there's some other things that can happen, which is you can go on a lot more vacations. So I spend a lot of time at the computer, though. Similar to television, except it's very interactive. Okay. What advice would you give an aspiring entrepreneur? One of the lessons that was the hardest for me to learn was to listen to other people. When I moved out. I was 15 whenever I moved out from my parents' house. And up to that time, I was always like, Mom and Dad, they're so full of crap and everything. And then when I moved out, I realized that 90% of what they said, advice that they had given me and everything, was all of a sudden coming true. I was seeing the realization of that they really had my best interest in mind, and that they were not just feeding me a line of crap. And so that was my first experience with actually being able to listen to other people and take their advice. If you can use wisdom right off the bat, if you can be wise before your years, you'll go a lot further. The other thing too, an aspiring entrepreneur, one is that you need to, you're going to work very hard. You dedicate your life to your entrepreneurialism. And that's a fact. And if you're not willing to do that, if you just want to sit around and play games all day and everything, then you better make that your business. Because otherwise you're not getting anywhere. And if you can't handle that, then some people are just not designed to be entrepreneurs, and they should have a good job and work their 40 hours a week, take their vacations, have their time away from work where they're not responsible for things that happen at work and stuff. And that's just, people are just made different. So let's see here. Did anyone tell you that it wouldn't work? Oh my God. These are some great questions. You know what? You want to know how many times people have told me shit won't work? And I'm like, F you. I can do it anyway. I see it right here. I think I can make it happen. Now, do you know how many times I failed? I failed a lot. But I also, some of those things I did actually come up with great stuff that really made changes. I'm not saying this to boast or anything, but I don't know if you guys realize this, the impact that I've had on RMT and everything. I started selling codes online. I was the first. I started, there was nobody else that was selling game codes online whenever we started, not even any of the game publishers. The whole exchanging game codes for money, we developed that. The whole RMT stuff, I was there right at the birth of it. I started selling Ultima Online accounts in 1997. And now I wasn't the very first person who did it, but I'm the very first one who brought it to a big market. And I saw there was like 3 auctions on eBay, and one guy was selling a sword for like $20, and I'm like, holy shit, I can do that. So, there was all kinds of things where people just don't understand what it is. You know how many years it took of me telling my parents what it is that I do before they actually got it? In fact, I wonder if they do to this day actually get it. It might be fun. I should get my mom on one of my shows and ask her what she thinks I do for a living. Wouldn't that be fun? I think that'd be fun. Maybe I can schedule that. So, okay. How do you obtain the necessary funds to start up your enterprise? I have been self-funded every single time, except for once. And that once that I wasn't self-funded, I looked for funding, and people wanted to have ownership in the company, but if they have ownership in the company, they have control in the company. If they have control in the company, then that's an issue, because it is too hard to, as an entrepreneur, to have your vision and have someone else trying to control it. Then become it totally blocks innovation and creativity when you have this. I right now, I struggle with the decisions sometimes that Alexandra and I have to make. We butt heads sometimes with the store and everything, and that's a struggle. Now, I can tell you that one of the company where I did have investors, in order to not have them give them part of the company, I had to offer them huge amounts of interest. And so their loans were like a 4-month term and got paid 65% payouts. And so, you know, if they put in $10,000, they got $16,500 back at the end of 4 months. And so that's really, really high, but it's really, really high risk for them too. They didn't know whether or not I'd be able to pull it off. They obviously had faith in me to give me money, but they didn't know whether or not I'd be able to pull it off. So, okay, you know what? I think there's a lot of questions here, and I think that what we should do is we should break this up into a couple of parts. We will just continue this in the next mailbag episode, and so you can expect some more. If you're watching on Twitch, don't go anywhere. I shall be right back. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, and you'll know when the next one is out. Take care, everybody. Now that you've made it this far, can I interest you in another video? You know, in the upper left right there, I am building a custom gaming computer. In fact, it's the computer that I use to record my gameplay. I get awesome frame rates. When I'm not recording, I commonly get 60 to 80 to 90 frames a second. But when I'm recording gameplay, and if you are someone who's recording gameplay, you could still get 30 to 40 frames a second even while recording gameplay. And for those of you who have actually tried recording gameplay, you know that that's important and that that's hard to do. So this that series of building my computer is not for people who really know what they're doing. It's for people who have never built a computer before, and because I go through every detail, all long and drawn out for someone who knows what they're doing, and we all learn a few things along the way. In the upper right is War Z, and that's gameplay that I filmed on that machine. So right there you can see I'm taking out all the zombies that are coming at me. It looks like we're in Smallville right there. You know, Smallville is a great town to try and hold and just kick everybody's ass. So much fun. On that particular video, you can see that we got 100 player kills and 2 hackers. We do these Saturday sessions where we try and hold these different towns and see how many players we can kill. Not zombies, players we can kill. And have a great time doing it. Do that with our clan, and you know, there can end up being just a couple of us on the live stream or a dozen of us. We have a really great time. In the lower left, that is one of the live shows where Roman, Russian Caliber, called in. He's the art director of the War Z, and he decided to let us know what the current status of things are, what they're working on, what's important to them, and talk about the artwork in the game. And then, the lower right, that is a hacker who has a personal message for Sergey, the CEO or the president or the leader of the War Z. I'm not sure what his title is, but he believes that Sergey should be punished for taking our money and providing us the game in the state that it's in. And in fact, he is so upset about it that he is actually hacking the servers, bringing them down. Right there we're talking about when he took servers down one afternoon, and he threatens to take down servers again, which is in a follow-up video to that. And he proves how he's done it. And so it's an evil, evil world out there. And I can't agree with somebody wanting to hack the servers and take them down. In fact, it makes all of us players, you know, lose access to the game. But he really wants to punish Sergey, and so there we have it. You get to hear everything that's on his mind, how he's taking the servers down, and why he's doing it. Enjoy this music on the way out. I'm Markee Dragon. Take care.